A week late to 911, on Thursday, Halloween forced Eddie to face the most terrifying of all, religious trauma. When Eddie's abuela found a Bible on top of his refrigerator, she virtually gave him a parade. However, Eddie clarified that he wasn't sure if he was returning to Mass for Bobby's sake or for his own. Eddie explained that he hasn't been bringing Christopher along because he doesn't want to impose religion on him the way his own parents did. Eddie acknowledged that he still didn't experience God's presence in his life, but he consented to go to a Wednesday service with his abuela. He took her advice to heart when she said that he had been searching for God in the wrong place, and that he should concentrate on the love in his life as a sign of his presence. Unfortunately, she passed away in her sleep shortly after. Thus, that was the final piece of advice she would ever give her grandchild. Actress Anna Mercedes, who made her debut in Season 2 of 911, guest starred as Isabel Diaz in 10 episodes. He proposed that they sit together and pray, as neither Eddie nor his aunt knew how to pass the time while they waited for the body to be taken up. As the episode came to a close, Eddie and Christopher were enjoying Dia de los Muertos and remembering the great people they had lost, including Shannon, Bobby, and Eddie's abuela. On a somewhat lighter side, we were able to visit Buck's new home at last, and he was anxious to replicate Bobby's well-known snickerdoodles. He longs to do something to keep his beloved captain alive because he misses him so much. Side note, we adore that when Buck relocated, he marked one of his moving boxes with the letter K for kitsch. How could anyone have believed that this man was heterosexual? For the record, Maddie did not assist Buck at all with his baking project. Instead, she chose to frighten him by speculating that the squirrels in his attic might be Gigi ghosts. A literal ghost whisperer should know better than to make jokes about such things, but perhaps that's how she manages. However, when Buck woke up in the middle of the night and found a jar of cream of tartar, the missing ingredient from Bobby's snickerdoodle recipe, in his kitchen, Maddie's jokes started to take off. Even self-described skeptic Eddie acknowledged the potential that Bobby's spirit was haunting his new home, and Buck just needed this evidence to come to that conclusion. Sadly, Buck and Ravi, dressed like Raggedy Andy, a gift to all of us, eventually found out that the person residing in Buck's attic wasn't a ghost but rather the previous renter. Buck's Bobby buzz was completely destroyed when the guy admitted to leaving the cream of tartar in the kitchen. Nevertheless, Buck managed to maintain Bobby's excellent work. After finding a sobriety chip his hidden squatter had left behind, Buck decided to accompany him to an AA meeting instead of filing charges. When a man inquired about Buck's friendship with Bill W., he said that he was a friend of a friend, nodding to Bobby. Athena, meantime, worried about Harry for the entire hour after learning last week that he had submitted an application to join the LAFD. When May brought up her brother's impending test, Athena immediately changed the topic, scarcely able to respond. However, Athena eventually found herself unable to keep quiet. When she got home and saw Harry wearing Bobby's turnouts, especially after he referred to it as his Halloween costume, she lost it. She remarked, "That's not a costume. You're not ready to wear it," and insisted that he remove it. Side note, without first asking, who in their right mind would take a widow's husband's uniform for Halloween? That is an example of sociopathic behavior. Although she is appreciative of Bobby's love and inspiration for her kids, she still doesn't believe it's the best course for Harry. At that moment, Harry reminded Athena that, even before Bobby entered his life, he had always been the son of a first responder. "It's not about being like him," Harry clarified. "It's about being like you."